tied up in the politics of big corn and big ethanol. And there are a bunch of lobbyists for big ethanol companies who don't want to see any changes.
Said they are upset about Cruz's proposal.
That's right. They all met at Western Dubuque Biodiesel, and they were all there to talk about what this plan could mean for Iowa farmers. And no one at the meeting was happy about cutting the RFS.
If this goes away, it could be devastating to Iowa's farmers and the nation's farmers.
So for Carl Icahn, who is a billionaire and owns this refinery, to gain an exemption for his refinery smacks of not going with exactly the spirit of the law to begin with, and then ties together in a way that sort of smacks of self-dealing and profiting off of a relationship with the president.
My support of the RFS has been unequivocal. I don't know how I can say it any more clearly. The fact that I will not support any policies that reduce the demand for ethanol and biofuels less than where we have it currently. My goal is to grow it by eliminating the waiver on RVP.
In the United States, 1 of every 3 rows that you see driving down the road of a soybean field will end up in China.
I know it's been tough times for your business. Tell us how tough.
Well, the price of beans has been dropping for years, and now prices are $1 below Chicago, around $7.50 a bushel, down from $10 earlier this year.
Yeah, we have a chart of it, and the $10, as Ron says, back when we were here in June, is basically where we are. We've fallen maybe 17%.
The reason I'm here today is because dialogue matters, communication matters, learning together matters. And I'm going to share some things with you about what we've been advancing, and I'm sure you're going to share some things with me as well about your perspective.
Andy has been trying to undermine the RFS by granting hardship waivers to refineries that have not exhibited to us that they are undergoing hardship. So I do think that he did lie.
I am Randy Howard, President and CEO of Renewable Energy Group, or REG. EIA estimates growth of another 200 billion gallons of distillate fuel demand worldwide by 2030. U.S. biodiesel is and should be a part of that growth. Second, in addition to these energy and environmental benefits, biodiesel supports rural American jobs. Biodiesel can help solve the current farm crisis.
So if these gallons aren't reallocated somewhere, then you're not implementing the RFS in a manner that is consistent with the original intent of Congress, correct?
Well, part of the original intent of Congress was also to grant the waivers, and there was not a provision for reallocating that. We are taking a look at that issue, but we're trying to be much more clear and transparent as we grant any small refinery waivers. But as you're aware, we've been sued twice on this for not granting enough, and we've lost both times.
And I understand that. And there is also an obligation, though, of 15 billion gallons.
I'm very close, I have to tell you, to pulling off something that you've been looking forward to for many years, and that's the 12-month E15 waiver. I'm getting very close to doing that. It's a very complex process.
One necessary improvement to the draft would be to add achievable, predictable growth for our industry over time. With consistent and predictable growth, biodiesel industry would have the necessary incentive to make capital investments, develop additional feedstocks, and improve efficiencies. Stagnant or decreasing volumes do not provide any of those incentives.
Nationally, we need a diverse fuel supply. Expanding the use of biodiesel in our fuel stream lowers the price of fuel for our transportation industry, reduces dependence of foreign oil, and creates cleaner air by reducing greenhouse gas emissions.
All biofuels, from ethanol to biodiesel, are in this together, and we must stand as one voice when the EPA seeks to undermine the RFS with small refinery exemptions and volumes that fail to reflect our potential for biofuel production. Thank you for your time and your passion to protect biodiesel and all the good American jobs that come with it.